Jeremy Clarkson, who I like. I don't know what your views on Jeremy. We've never talked about Jeremy Clarkson, so
I'm not a fan. I don't hate him, but I'm not a fan.
I think he's phenomenal. I think he's just so... he's a very clever guy. He clearly doesn't speak openly all the time about the way he thinks. You can tell what he's thinking sometimes when you see his reaction.
Yeah.
He's against authority, against, he's a libertarian, basically. But he is somebody who's taken the red pill. And he wrote an article, which I don't think was a recent article, but it's very, very germane to where we are now in society. He said, when I lived in Notting Hill, I was a Remainer, and so were all my friends. It literally didn't occur, this is interesting, it literally didn't occur to us as we sat down there in our agreeable houses eating agreeable food that someone might vote to leave. And then, I think this is a reality of people like Keir Starmer. They're sitting in a place where nobody they sit round with or deal with has an idea that somebody might think differently to them. I think the same thing is happening again. Today I'm surrounded, because he's bought, I don't know if you know, but he's bought a big farmers. He lives now in the country. And today I'm surrounded by farmers, plasterers, brickies and butchers, and all I hear all day long is there's too much immigration. Right? These are the far-right thugs that Starmer's talking about. But if they say this out loud, and if they go on a march, they are told by the London elite that they are far-right extremists or racist thugs. For the most part, they're not. They're just people who know they have to shut up when the last post is played and their cheese rolling down a hill is funny, which is an English thing. There's a time when you'd have called them the salt of the earth. But Sir Starmer doesn't seem to have grasped this. He's surrounded by people who see nothing wrong with immigration, and he's got it into his head, as I did with Brexit, that anyone who disagrees with him must be some kind of Trump nut. The fact is, though, that 4 million people voted for reform, more than voted for Brexit, and he's pissing them off by labelling them as modern-day Hitlers. I therefore suggest that both he and his friends at the BBC calm down the rhetoric, or we could be heading for some real trouble.
Yep, I agree. Unfortunately, they will not calm down the rhetoric. They're not for turning. The BBC's not for turning. Keir Starmer, Labour Party, are not for turning. They've rolled the dice. This is the game they're playing. They're playing it far too long. And they've been playing it that long that this is normal. This is the norm. For them to change, they would have to basically say, personally, I've been wrong for 30, 40 years. We're not designed to do things like that. We're designed for the status quo. We're designed just to plod along and carry on. Every now and again, we will throw up someone amazing who can do that change, but they're one in a generation. So we will just they'll plod along doing what they're doing. And the more people around them who are just like them, like at the BBC, it's self-validation.
But you said in a previous... because this actually kind of opened my eyes a bit, I think, because that sentence where he said, it literally didn't occur to us that someone might vote to leave. You said in a previous episode, the last one to this, that Starmer knows what's going on, he's not stupid, but he's just choosing for political reasons not to address it. Do you think possibly he actually doesn't realise what's going on? Do you think he actually does think that people should be thinking the way he is, how Clarkson thought when he lived in London? That they've been living in that environment for so long, talking to the same people for so long, as you and I used to do, that they've started to believe that actually there isn't a problem with immigration, that the people aren't unhappy except for a few right-wing thugs. Could it be possible they are actually totally brainwashed into not understanding what the hell is going on?
Yes and no. So does Keir Starmer know that there's so many million people unhappy with mass migration? Of course he does. He sees the polls. He's got dozens of people looking at polls to win the election. He's just won. He knows that. His strategy is to win the election, not to win over the British public. It's to win the election, and he's done it. He obviously, and all the elites do, and the Tory party do, they're all for mass immigration. So they don't care, to a certain extent, what people want or care about, they've got two things they're worried about: winning elections. So it doesn't matter as long as I win the election. And the second thing is, it's that feeling of the elite that we know best. So Keir Starmer and people like that are thinking, my life's amazing, and I'm pro-EU and pro-mass immigration because look at all the benefits it's brought me. If you could only embrace this, if you could embrace mass immigration, embrace the EU, you'd be more like me, and my life's amazing. So they're doing it because I would imagine most of them do it because they think it's the right thing to do. That the stupid, uneducated, non-university graduates living up north on council estates, no wonder your life is crap. But it's not your fault you were born there. But if you could embrace our policies and the way we're thinking, you'd be more like me.
Yeah.
And my life's better than your life.
You'll become right. Yeah.
And it's that thinking. It's not so much they've got their head in the clouds. It's they really do. But these are socialists, and socialists always think like this. So they do believe that they're trying to give the people a better life, but they want to give them a life that they've got. I want people to have a better life, but I want people to have a better life that they want.
Yes.
Not that I want to give them.
Yeah.
I want to give.
Not that you don't want to impose a life on them.
I want to give people the opportunities, the self-confidence, the skills for them to make their life better in any which way they want to. Other people say, this is a better life for you. We're going to force this upon you because we know best. There's two ways and their way never works.
After reading that, I started to believe that yes, they are. His advisors are showing him the polls, but I think he's almost seeing them almost in a dream world. Because I think in his mind, as you just said then, there's only one right way to think and be, and that's the way I am. And something's happened. I don't know what we've done wrong, but all those people in the north, they've gone further over to this way of thinking, and there's something wrong with them. But you're right. We'll fix them. We'll fix them.
That's it.
Yeah.
He sees those polls, and he doesn't go, "Oh, we're in trouble. We're not doing." He looks at those polls and goes, "There's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to make sure. We need to convince them that we're right and let them vote for us.
We need to fix them.
Fix them.
We need to fix them because there is actually only one way to think,
and it's our way.
And that way we think is that nobody should vote leave. Nobody should be anti-immigration. Nobody, and that's the right way to think. Yeah. And I think he's just looking at them and he's not thinking, I need to understand what the problem is here. I don't think that's why he didn't say it in that thing because he doesn't think there's a problem. Because he's not actually looking at it. He's not seeing the people in Southport rioting. He's not seeing the people voting for reform. He's just thinking, there's something wrong with their thinking, but I will be able to fix it during the course of my prime ministership.
Yeah, he's thinking, if I can fix public services, if I can fix this, if I can lower taxes or create more jobs, they're going to see what a real socialist government does, and they're gonna go, right, you were right. Yeah. We should rejoin the EU. Yeah. You're right. Mass immigration's great because we're all getting richer, and that's what he's banking on. But we know that's not going to work. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.